How you doing, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Blunders. Devin?
Hey, what's it been, like 8 months?
Probably around 9.
That's about right.
Where have you been?
Oh, you don't know?
No, not really.
You don't remember playing hide and go seek about, a while ago?
Oh, I was supposed to find you.
Yeah, and guess what? You didn't.
So you win.
Yeah, I win. What do I win?
You could be in the video.
You still do this?
Yeah, I've been doing it off and on.
And you didn't notice that I wasn't around?
There were some comments about it.
Oh, well, that's nice.
So where were you?
I was hiding in your closet.
So, you just like watched me change?
Well, no,
You pervert!
No, I clearly went like...
No, just sit in the chair. Sit in the chair.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
Nope. Don't be a pervert. Sit in the chair. Me and the pervert over here.
Yeah, pervert.
Binder Blunders. Roll the intro. All the way from Tokyo, Japan to Toronto, here's another episode of Binder Blunder. How you doing, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Binder Blunders with Mr. Pervert over here.
You didn't do that the whole time?
Yeah, probably. Pervert. We're going to be talking about Judgment of the Light, the new, set that's coming out in August. We only have a couple days.
Days?
Yeah, only a couple days. Now, of course, we're not going to cover the entire set because that would be a freaking long video. So we're going to cover a couple of key cards that we think are good.
So the first archetype that we're going to be talking about is the Super Defense Robos. And there's Leo, Elephant, and Monkey. Yeah, very creative names. First one is Leo, a level 4, 1200 attack, 1600 defense machine. When this card is successfully normal summoned, you can special summon one Super Defense Robo monster or Orbital 7 monster from your hand. Also, once per turn, when a Super Defense Robo monster or Orbital 7 is added from your graveyard to your hand, you can special summon that monster. So, the way this archetype works is it's all about summoning one monster and special summoning the other from your hand. The other monster in this circumstance is Monkey. It's a level 8 that has the same effect of being when it's normal summon, you can special summon a Super Robo or Orbital 7, blah blah blah. But when he's on the field, you can change another Robo monster to level 8, which those two cards make a rank 8, and there's a pretty good assortment of decently almost broken rank 8s, which is good. As well as being level 4 machines, and machines in general, you can combine them with your gear frame, you can combine them with Fortress, make a pretty solid deck. You have access to Gear Giant, what's his name? Gear Giant
X.
Gear Giant X, so you can search through your deck pretty quickly. And you could probably even use Scrap Recycler. Yeah, garbage, I know. But these guys can recycle from the graveyard pretty easily. So dumping stuff, not that bad. The next card that we're going to be talking about is Garbage Eyes Fat Dragon. He works very well with the new Robo type. So it's a rank 8 machine that takes 2 level 8s. Once per turn, you can activate this effect by removing one XYZ material from this card. This card gains 1000 attack until your opponent's next end phase. If this card, with XYZ materials, is destroyed, you can remove from play one Super Defense Robo monster in your graveyard to special summon this card from the graveyard. Afterwards, select one Super Defense Robo from your graveyard and attach it as an XYZ material. He also has 3000 attack, so when he gets his 1000 bonus, he's a pretty big monster.
Beefy.
2 of those in game.
The next cards, or archetype of cards, that we're going to be talking about is the Traptrix archetype. The first and most important one, I believe, is Traptrix Mirmelio. This card is unaffected by the effects of Hole or normal trap cards. When this card is normal summon, you can add one Hole or Trap Hole normal trap card from your deck to your hand. When this card is special summoned, target one spell/trap card your opponent controls and destroy that target. Next, of course, is Traptrix Atrax. This card is unaffected by the effects of Hole and Trap Hole normal trap cards. You can activate Hole and Trap Hole normal cards from your hand. The activations and effects of normal trap cards you control cannot be negated. The third in this trio is Traptrix Nepenthes. This card is unaffected, of course, by hole and trap hole normal trap cards. When a hole or trap hole normal trap card is activated, except during the damage step, you can either add one Traptrix monster from your deck to your hand, except Traptrix Nepenthes, or special summon one Traptrix monster from your deck, except Traptrix Nepenthes. You can only use the effect of Traptrix Nepenthes once per turn. Last but not least is of course the new trap hole, Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare. When a monster on your opponent's side of the field that was special summoned this turn activates its effect, negate the effect. And if you do, destroy that monster. So of course you got the first one, that is a Stratos for trap cards, and when special summoned, you can also destroy a back row. The second one, of course, you're looking at activating Bottomless Trap Hole from your hand, which is really awesome because you can't be getting MST'd or anything like that. Really. And the last one that adds Traptrix monster from your deck to the hand, or just special summons them to the field, activating secondary effects. Now, of course, the actual Trap Hole trap card is kind of cool, especially when you're facing off against Exceeds. Of course, they're going to be special summoned, and of course, they're going to activate their effects, most likely that turn. So, you're able to destroy it right away.
The next archetype that we're going to be talking about is the War God archetype, or now known as the Bujin archetype. So if you've ever wanted to play with Majin Buu, now's your chance. Pew! So, the first card we're going to talk about is War Guard Yamato. Yamato is an 1800 level 4 Beast Warrior light monster. Yes, he is the best attributes and archetypes you can possibly be. He's a light Beast Warrior. How much support do you need? Well, once per turn, you can activate this effect during your end phase. Add one War God monster from your deck to your hand. Yeah, it's a Stratos every turn. Afterwards, send one card from your hand to the graveyard. You can only control one face-up War God Yamato at a time. So basically, the way this deck works is you have to protect this guy at all times. You have your 1800, you don't worry about anything else, you protect him. And trust me, they give you a lot of opportunity to protect him with the actual support in this set, as well as previous stuff that works pretty well with him, like Horn of the Phantom Beast and Honest. Not to mention, you can search for him with Tenki. Pretty good, and you can combine it with your other Fire Fists, obviously. So, the other one is War God Relic Harbarki. It's a level 4 Winged Beast who has 1600 attack. You can activate this effect during damage calculation when a Beast Warrior War God monster you control battles an opponent's monster. By sending this card from your hand to the graveyard, the attack of your monster is doubled. So your little Yamato is now 3600, and basically you can play 4 Honests, of which 3 of them are searchable by the guy you just played. I love it. It's beautiful. That's how Yu-Gi-Oh should be. Slow and methodical. Make your opponent cry the whole time. The next one is Quillin. It's a level 4 beast, 1600. During your main phase, if you control a War God Beast Warrior type monster, you can activate this effect by removing from play this card in your graveyard. Select one face-up card your opponent controls and destroy it. So, again, it's all about protecting your man and utilizing the cards you've already played. The way you get him in the graveyard, obviously, is by discarding it from your hand with Yamato's effect to begin with, is if you drew it. Or using him to exceed for the next guy we're going to be talking about. So, speaking of the rank 4, it requires 2 Bujin monsters to make it. It's rank 4 with 2400 attack. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Once per turn, you can activate this effect by removing one XYZ material from this card. Select one Bujin monster from your deck and add it to your hand. Or send it to the graveyard. So, conveniently, he's a Beast Warrior, so he gets all the benefits of your other Bujin monsters who protect your guys. So, you can play the Honest on him, and you can utilize the guy who pops your opponent's crap. And you can put it directly in the graveyard or add the Honest right to your hand. Your choice! So, you think the deck's good so far? Well, they also have an amazing spell card that essentially says this. If you control no monsters and your opponent controls some, well, you can special summon one Bujin monster from your graveyard, as well as targeting one out of play. Yeah, you heard me, out of play.
Banished in new Yu-Gi-Oh speak.
You still call them magic.
You've been around. You've been gone for a while.
First of all, you still call them magic cards, so you can kiss my
That
ass.
is true.
Okay. Anyways, you can select one banished Bujin monster and special summon both of them to your field. You cannot exceed with these monsters unless they're for the monsters you're gonna summon anyways, which are Beast or Beast Warrior.
Brilliant.
I love it. And they have a trap card. Are you ready for this? Which also doesn't suck. So, it's called Bujin the Sword. It's a normal trap card that says, select and activate one of the following effects. Select one Bujin monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Or, select one of your Bujin monsters that is removed from play and return it to the graveyard. So obviously you're putting your monsters back in the graveyard. No, we're adding it back to our hands. So we can honest you a second time. Or, I can get my Yamato who you finally killed after turn 3.
The next card that we're going to be talking about is Star Liege Lord Galaxion. He is a light XYZ monster warrior type, rank 4, that requires 2 level 4 photon monsters. Once per turn, you can detach up to 2 XYZ materials from this card. Activate one of these effects, depending on the number of XYZ materials detached. If you detach one, special summon one Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your hand. If you detach 2, special summon one Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck. So, for the only cost of 2 measly photon monsters, you could have 5,000 on the board. That's it. Broken.
I like it. Plus, on our whole theme of everything likes honest.
Honest. The next card happened. Konami called me. They said, you know what? We're sorry about semi-limiting tour guide from the Underworld. We tried Tour Bus. You weren't happy with it. So, we decided to make a synchro that looks freaking awesome. And that synchro is called Underworld Fighter Balmung. He's a Dark Warrior synchro, of course. Level 4, 2100 attack. 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster are required to make this card. When this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one other level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. In theory, we're just saying this in theory, if you have another one in the graveyard, they would just keep cycle. Just saying. Lots of other combos. I'm sure you guys will tell us in the comment section down below.
Speaking of synchros, there's a new level 11 dragon called Starform Dragon in Japan. I don't know what it's called in English. I don't have the time for that. It's a 3200 attack, 2800 defense that has no special summoning conditions, okay? So use whatever you feel like, okay? This card can only be special summoned by synchro summon, so you can't use that other way of doing it, okay, kids?
What other way?
I have no idea! That's why it makes me angry to say it out loud. The synchro summon of this card cannot be negated.
Not.
So you can bottomless it, but you can't solemn warning it, okay? And when this card is successfully synchro summoned, the effects of spell, trap, and effect monster cards cannot be activated. So you cannot bottomless trap hole it.
Nice try, cheater!
If this card attacks, this card becomes unaffected by other card effects until the end of the damage step. So that means you can't do anything to this card unless it's during my main phase, or your main phase, or our end phases, or my draw phases. So there. He's unbeatable. And all it cost you was 11 stars, which is probably 3 monsters, okay?
2. Elemental Dragon and a level 4 tuner. That's it.
How'd you get the dragon on the field?
His effect.
And how'd that get there? Discard 2 cards, is that it or something?
Yeah.
So it cost you 4 cards.
Shut up.
But I can't bottomless it. We're good.
Cannot bottomless!
So there! Who plays traps?
Everyone. The next card that we're going to be talking about is Yellow Dustin. And of course, we also have another name for it. Gold Dustin. Of course, we have nothing to say about this card because Konami doesn't like releasing dust except one little speck at a time. So we can't really talk about it until the rest comes out. The next one is Flying Sea. It's of course an Earth Insect level 3 monster when your opponent normal summons or special summons a monster except during the damage step. You can special summon this card from your hand to the side of the field in face-up defense position. The controller of this card cannot XYZ summon. End of story. Do you know when you're playing Max C and you draw 6 cards because your opponent special summoned a whole bunch? Then they attack you for game and you go, fuck! Now, you can play Flying Sea, and they don't do that. per se.
Yeah, unless they're playing tuners and they synchro using your flying C. That would suck.
Whoa!
Because, if you read the collar tag of this set, synchros are back with a vengeance.
Thank you guys very much for watching, and as always, don't make those binder blunders.
Hey Dan, wanna
Yeah.
play hide and go seek?
Sure.
I'll hide first. See you later.